Since I've now owned the Toyota Supra for over 1 year, it is time to recap one of the videos I made month number 1 owning the A90, which is 5 things I hate about owning the Toyota Supra. So in today's video, we're going to go over the 5 things I said in that previous video, see if any of them are still true today, and then talk about the things that actually kind of annoy me with this car now that I've owned it for a whole year. Now, a lot of people absolutely hate this video and, rip me apart for saying, how do you hate the car and yet own it? You should have bought a minivan or a Prius or something like that. Here's my thing about this kind of video. I'm always going to say how an amazing car this is, how much you should buy one, how great it is. Everybody on YouTube talks about how amazing their car is. Here's the thing, if you're buying a car, wouldn't you like to know some drawbacks before you actually spend your money on it? That's why I make these videos, because some of these things could maybe make someone not want to own it. For me, none of them actually make me want to not own this car, but some of you might. So that's why I make this video. So anyway, with that out of the way, even though I'm sure some of you are going to love to comment down below how much do you hate this video? But anyways, let's get into it. So the 5 things I said in the previous video, and I'll just do them one by one. One of the first things that I said was there's no place to put your sunglasses. There's no sunglass holder in the Supra. I still think that is annoying. I don't like that. I wear sunglasses all the time, and with the car, if you open up the interior, there is no good place. You can't put them there. There's no pockets over here. There's no sunglass holder up on the ceiling like most cars. My GTR has a sunglass holder in the ceiling and I love it. I keep a pair in there all the time and I absolutely love it. So with the Supra, what do I end up doing? I end up putting them right back there. And that seems to be a pretty good place for them. If you do put them there, they end up sliding off into the passenger area and getting stuck under that seat. Another thing I do, in the glove box there, I keep a hard case. And if I'm actually not using the glasses for quite a long time, I put them in there in the glove box. So that's kind of how I've remedied that. Still annoying, I wish I had a sunglass holder. On to the next thing I said in the previous video is that when you put this car into reverse, the passenger mirror automatically folds down or aims down, and it pretty much shows you the ground not even close to your tire. It's really, really poor. I don't like how it does that at all. However, the remedy for that, which I figured out in that video, I guess I should have just left this door open, is leaving this thing right here in the position to the right. That way when you go in reverse, the other mirror doesn't just aim down. And when it does aim down, it literally goes to the ground. You can't see anything with it. So it's a useless feature regardless, but a good remedy. So on to one of the next things that I talked about, and this I still think is super annoying. There is no trunk button on the rear bumper. Now here's the thing, yes, it's a sports car. People buying this car, they're using the trunk. I use the trunk all the time when I'm in this car. Nobody's buying this and never uses the trunk. Probably are people, but it's a very small percentage. And the weird thing is, there is a perfect place for it. You can easily put a button somewhere back here to open up this trunk. And the thing that really bugs me, the BMW Z4, which is built like 30 feet to the left of the Supra line, has that button. So they have absolutely no excuse to not have a button sitting back there. My GTR has it, the 370Z has it. So many other two-door sports cars like this have that button. So I don't know why this wouldn't have it. The only way to get into the trunk is the door button and your key fob. And the reason why that can be annoying, think about the car being in your garage. If you're running out to put something in the trunk, you have to open the door, press the button, come back around, put it inside. It gets really annoying when you have to do that. I know that's not exactly the hardest thing in the world to do, but when you pay a lot of money for a car, you think it'd be just a little easier to do something so simple like get into the trunk. So one of the next things I talked about, and this is probably the one big thing that is absolutely ridiculous with the Toyota Supra, is the wind buffeting issues. Have the windows down, as you can see, and if you're going like 52 to 55 miles an hour, the wind flutter, the wind buffeting on the interior is horrible. The bass just smacks you in the ears. It is such a horrible sound. So I had these little wind deflectors. There's a ton of these out now. You can easily get them, and that solves the issue. I have got to say, when Toyota tested this car, nobody drove this with the windows down under their testing, absolutely. Because how do you miss that? That is such a simple thing. I don't know how Toyota missed that. And a lot of Toyotas you will see, they have like little fins on this spot. So I don't know why they missed it when doing this car. So you need a set of these to actually enjoy the windows down. Don't know how they missed that. And then the 5th thing that I talked about in my previous video was the cell phone holder, which is right here. It has the wireless phone charging mat. And the thing that's really annoying, if your phone is in here, and I still find this annoying, it is so hard to get out. The 12-volt outlet right here kind of gets in the way, and it's just really awkward to get your phone out. Not that that's a big deal, but when you are, parked and trying to get your phone, it's very awkward, and then you finally get it out. So that's kind of annoying. But anyway, on to things that I actually hate about this car now that I've owned it for a year. So some of the things from the first video are still valid today, are kind of annoying. There are some new things though. So one of them is the horn. Now I think it was maybe 2 months until I actually hit the horn for the first time, and it was embarrassing. So when you think of a car horn, you think it should be kind of tough sounding, right? Get out of the way, people, right? That's what you're trying to tell people. So I'm embarrassed to even do this. Are you ready? Here is the A90's horn. That is the wimpiest sounding horn I have ever heard. My motorcycle sounds more aggressive. And the thing with this is if someone cuts you off, you're supposed to blare the horn to basically say, hey, what the heck did you do? This car, when someone cuts you off and you blare the horn, you feel like you have to apologize for having such a wimpy horn. If any of you guys have done an aftermarket horn that is much more aggressive sounding, let me know, because this is the wimpiest horn ever. I'm pretty sure a Prius has a better sounding horn. So that is embarrassing. That is just, oh, that is horrible. I know all of you guys can agree with me on that. The next thing has to do with the interior, which is the door panels. I think these are extremely cheap. The entire door panel is just one molded piece of plastic, actually 2 pieces of plastic. Hard plastic down here and semi-hard plastic up here. As you can hear, it's just really cheap plastic. Right around here on bumpy roads, it'll rattle a little bit, which is super annoying. It's like right in your ear. And then I do notice the speakers, maybe not the actual speaker, but just this plastic housing on really bad roads will rattle too. And if I press this, it goes away. If I'm driving and just slightly press against the door panel right here, that rattle will go away too. So I think Toyota really skimped out on these door panels. They could have made them look nicer. They could have added something more high quality. The armrest on the door panels is very hard as well. They just put the cheapest door panels in this. They rattle a little bit and they feel really crappy. So next up, we are gonna hop back inside. Now this one took me a little bit to figure out. So with the car started up, I'm gonna turn on the climate controls. The dumbest thing ever, especially being a BMW right here, there is no way to sync the climate controls for dual zone. So if I turn my temperature up a little bit, I have to go to this side to have the whole interior matched at the same temperature. So for me, when I get in this car, it's either hot or cold. We're in North Carolina, so you never know. One day could be 100 degrees, the next day could be chillier or whatever. So if I get in and it's set at 79 degrees, if I want to go all the way down, crank up the AC, I have to also go over here and turn the same dial. Now I know that may not sound like the most annoying thing ever, but every time you adjust your climate control, if you're just the only person in the car, you have to adjust both of the knobs to get it to the same temperature. There is no sync button. My GTR has it. That's a decade-old technology. This is a car from 2020. How does it not have sync? Like, that blows my mind. That is really annoying. So the last thing on the list, and this is something that kind of annoys me, and you guys are gonna roast me for this, getting in and out of this car, it is not the easiest thing to get in and out of. Now I know I'm saying that about a sports car. I mean, you're not gonna complain about having a Lamborghini and how it's difficult to get in and out of versus a BMW 4 Series. I get it. But my problem with this, and for those of you who might be parking this car in tight areas, my problem is if the door is not all the way open, it makes it a lot harder to get in and out of, which is a little bit annoying. Not to say I'm not gonna obviously drive the car because I don't wanna get in and out of it, but it does kinda get a little annoying from time to time, especially if you're in and out of it a lot during the day. My GTR has such a large opening right here. It is so easy, even if the door is barely open. So with the door kind of halfway open, this is about how it is whenever I get into my garage. So you got about this much space. The glass also makes it a little bit challenging when the glass is sitting here, but getting in and out of it, you kind of have to get one foot in and slide down without your head hitting the roof, and then get in, and then pull your leg in, and then you're in the car. And equally getting out, if you can only open it this way, you just have to push yourself up and out while getting your leg out. And it's just a little tight. Again, I'm sorry, I sound like an old man saying that. I'm only like 26 years old. But it's a tight car, it's a small car, so if you're buying this and you're really big, really tall, or whatever, it might be a challenge. I'm 5'11", slender body type, so not exactly the biggest person in the world. Now, if the door is all the way open, it makes it a heck of a lot easier to get in and out of. Easily hop right in, and we're in. So the issue isn't actually just getting in and out of the car. As you saw, that was super easy. But when the door is right there, I'll show you again. This side, I gotta slowly get down into the car, tuck my body in, and then, yeah, that's when it gets annoying. So there you go, 1 year later owning the 2020 A90 Toyota Supra. Things that still bug me about the car. That's it, that's the list. Not really the worst thing in the world. I wouldn't say any of these actually deter myself or should deter anybody from wanting to own this car. It is a heck of a lot of fun, really smooth drive, really fast, a lot of fun mods you can do, which makes it even better. It looks good inside and out. Just a few minor little things, you know, no car is perfect, of course, but if you are looking to buy one of these cars now that the pricing is really good, there's a good selection of used ones and leftovers. Those are just a few of the downfalls. But that is about it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Give the video a huge thumbs up if you did. Subscribe for plenty more content to come, and I'll see you guys next video.